Welcome to another episode of Back to Basics. I'm Peter, and today we'll talk about serverless integration patterns to allow systems to talk to each other. For certain workloads, you may need to pass information between systems. Some can be external systems that you do not control. So the question is, how do you enable communication between these systems if you don't own the code? Let's say, for example, you have an external application that sends support tickets to your serverless AWS environment. You may want to perform some sort of natural language processing on the ticket to determine its severity and run sentiment analysis. What is the right pattern to build an event-based system that integrates directly with third-party SaaS partners? The best way to integrate applications together is to use Amazon Eventbridge. Eventbridge is a flexible, fully managed event bus router. You can directly connect with a growing list of SaaS application providers and AWS services without traversing the internet. Using a logical connection between your SaaS provider and your AWS accounts, traffic stays on the AWS network, which helps keep your application secure. Let's take a look at the architecture. From your partner application, you configure your SaaS account to emit events and accept those event sources in Eventbridge. Eventbridge automatically creates an event bus that collects these events. From here, you can configure Eventbridge rules to route the event to different targets, including AWS Lambda. For instance, you can have Lambda process these events, then start an Amazon Comprehend job to use natural language processing to analyze the ticket sentiment and determine its severity. Events use a specific JSON structure. All events have the same top-level fields like event source, timestamp, and region, followed by a detail field, which is the body of the event. Once these events are published to an event bus, you set up rules that match something in the event. Then, you can route the event to a number of AWS services as targets for processing. You can also have multiple event producers sending different events to a single event bus, and simply use rules to route those different events to the appropriate targets. Another common pattern I've seen is to use Amazon Simple Notification Service, or SNS, for a publisher-subscriber or pub-sub architecture to process events. This is a completely valid pattern to process events in parallel. But Eventbridge natively integrates with a number of third-party SaaS partners, so you don't have to deal with the complexities of writing custom code to ingest these events with SNS. SNS allows you to filter based on message attributes, but if you need more advanced filtering, you should use Amazon Eventbridge. In our example, you could filter events by IP address matches within the message content and send those messages to separate targets. Eventbridge also has a schema registry that helps you identify and version event schemas. Eventbridge has a limit of 5 targets per rule. In the case where you want to send events to hundreds or even thousands of targets, you can work around this limit by publishing to SNS first as a target and then implement a fan-out pattern to have the message in SNS be consumed by multiple services simultaneously. This pattern allows you to deliver events to Lambda functions in other AWS accounts and other AWS regions. If Eventbridge fails to send an event due to client-side errors like target unavailability or failed permissions, Eventbridge will retry sending to that target for up to 24 hours. Eventbridge also supports dead letter queues via Amazon SQS or Simple Queue service. So with failed events, you can capture them in a dead letter queue and process them later, reducing the risk of data loss. In this episode, we looked at how you can integrate distributed applications together using Amazon Eventbridge. Check out the links below for more details. See you next time.